Welcome, everyone. Hello. This is Cocktails and Cheese.
Woohoo!
5 o'clock somewhere here. 5:01.
Mine says 5:02.
Well,
it's fast. Keep going.
My name's Sarah. This is Rachel. She's going to be our cocktail expert this evening. I'm just going to drink and comment and talk about myself and enjoy my time.
I feel like this is what you do with every class.
Yes,
like,
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm the assistant. I'm the fun. I'm the banter.
You're the color commentator.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So we've got a fun couple of cocktails this evening. They're going to be spring themed. We tried to dress very springy with kind of floral colors. Nice. Hoping to bring some spring weather with us. It's been a little chilly today. That's why we're inside. Most of the time we do these outside. Mm-hmm. But what do we have on our plate today?
I don't know. What are we doing?
I'm
just kidding.
Yeah, like I don't know. Too, I guess. I'm going to do everything.
No, I got it. All right, so this is your plate today. We just opened up our crackers. So per usual, we're going to do 2 cocktails and then 2 cheeses per cocktail. So I actually did it backwards on here because, we all make mistakes and that's okay. We're going to start with the Cara Orange Chamomile Spritz. Very important to put the Cara in front of it. It sounds more exotic.
Oh, totally.
Don't you think?
Yes.
I mean, it could be like blood orange, but that's not as exciting.
No.
So we're going to start with that one and then we're going to move on to the Blackberry Hibiscus Lemon Drop. So the top 2 cheeses, I'm like geometrically challenged.
Yeah.
But on the top, you have the Tea Rose, which is a soft goat cheese with edible flowers around it. And then you have Euphoria, which is these long triangles. That's going to be for the spritz. Mm-hmm. And then the bottom 2 are going to go with the lemon drop. So we have Trillium, a really awesome triple cream brie. And then we have Barber's 1833, I think my all-time favorite cheddar. I know it's not yours.
No,
we can talk about it. Yeah. So we'll do 2 and then 2. And then everything else on the plate is kind of just for fun. We got some Marcona almonds, some blueberries, blackberries to be thematic, some dried apricots, fig jam, and chocolate-covered Kikos because it's my class and I like them. Despite what others have to say. Do you want one, Sarah?
No,
Here you go. I got you one.
I was not involved in any of this time, which was kind of sad. We were gone.
Because where were you, Sarah?
I was in Mexico on a manager retreat with Gina and the rest of the manager crew. It was great. But I haven't tried any of these cocktails or tried the pairings. I'm sure Rachel did a great job.
I haven't tried any of them either. I'm just kidding.
You just made it up. But so I'm really excited to try these. I don't know which one I'll like the best. All of it sounds delicious.
I think it's going to be good. The last one was hard to pair. We'll get into it because it's like super tart, which I love. So we have options. I packed you a lot of syrup, hibiscus syrup for the second one, so you can add more because it's kind of sweet if you want it to be sweeter, but we can talk about it. So I guess we should start making the spritz, huh?
I'm thirsty.
You ready to drink something? There's
Yeah.
water right there, Sarah.
No thanks.
Not interested? Yeah, didn't think so. All right, so for the spritz, I just realized I usually stand. It's fine, we got this.
You can.
I'm gonna
Pull
move
your
this
seat
over
up.
here. That's okay.
All right.
I look really short. I'm trying to Sarah's like much taller than me. So.
In real life.
Okay. So for the spritz, these are beautiful glasses that Sarah thrifted at Goodwill, which we love.
Yes.
For the spritz, usually you want like an oversized wine glass, but really you can do anything. You could even do it in like a tall, thin Collins glass. Doesn't really matter. Just make sure it's all mixed up. And then I wanted to point out this book real quick, Floral Libations. Shout out to my roommate Joe who got it for me for Christmas. This gave me some really good ideas because I was thinking spring, I was thinking flowers.
Pictures with flowers.
Yeah, when you're building a cocktail, it's always great to get ideas from books and to just make sure you understand like the ratios of everything, so it's not too tart, not too sweet, all that fun stuff. So for a spritz, you build it in the glass, which makes it a super easy cocktail, if you ask me. All right. If you ask
Get
me.
rid of the chair.
I know.
We're all turned around.
It's fine. Okay, we're good. So spritz. So for this one, I made a special syrup. It's a Cara orange and chamomile syrup. It has Cara oranges and chamomile in it. No. So it has the orange juice in it and then orange zest as well. So you add that to water. And then some chamomile flowers, like just the dried tea, and then some sugar. So in the book, they had me put like 2-to-1 sugar to water, and it was so sweet. I don't even know why I made it that way first. I just wanted to see what it was going to turn out, but it was much too sweet. And the problem is I wanted to add more syrup into the drink so you'd actually get the flavor.
Of the
But
chamomile.
yeah, exactly. But as you added more, because they had you make it so sweetly, it became too sweet. So this is when you can adjust the recipes to your own liking. So I just added like a half amount of sugar to the water and the orange juice. So it ends up being not as sweet, but just as
So not a
concentrated in
1-to-1
flavor.
Sugar
Right.
and water?
Right, which is usually what simple syrup is. I did
Okay.
even less.
Okay.
I know, crazy.
Well, maybe they think the Aperol is going to be too strong, but I mean, generally with like the club soda and all the other stuff added, it's not too strong.
Right, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, well, actually, no, because this was just a recipe for the orange chamomile syrup. I came up with the spritz because I love the spritz.
Yes, me too.
And also, I probably wasn't the only one who watched season 2 of The White Lotus, so
Where all they were drinking
were spritzes. And I think you just order like a spritz.
That's all you have
Like,
to order.
yeah, you just are like, yes, spritz. So, okay, so we're gonna start out with the Aperol, just build it in the glass. Again, already pre-measured for you, but if you wanna measure it out, it's 1 ounce per drink. I really don't want more than this, because I don't like really bitter things. Like my wife loves Negronis, I made her one last night, but it's just like, I had a sip of it, I was like, I don't even know if this is good. Like this just tastes like, I don't know. And she's like, it's amazing. I'm like, great. So if you like bitter things, then, feel free to add more. We're just gonna do half and half here.
I think you put more in mine. I'm just kidding. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Get out the magnifying glass. I do have my handy dandy OXO measuring thing, which I actually use for cocktails, even though this one is so pretty. I also use it when I want to feel really fancy. Thank you, Annie. Again, wedding present. But I really like this one because it has the ounces and everything on it. Like, it's just so easy, and it's got the pour spout, tablespoons too.
I have this, but in plastic.
Yeah, I need 2. Like, what if I made a cocktail one night and then it's dirty? I can't be.
Wash it.
Some of us are better than others about washing things immediately, apparently. All right, so I'm gonna add the syrup next. Again, 1 ounce per drink. I put 2 ounces in here, so you should be able to just half and half. And then Sarah's gonna give you a hard time about the fact that I put more in one.
Can you oversteep the chamomile? Like, is it one that you have to take out?
Yeah, yes. So I'm not sure the answer, but I was worried about it because tea can get so bitter when you oversteep it. So for this one, I took the chamomile out after I made it and just stored the syrup in the fridge.
Okay.
For the hibiscus, because you can't really oversteep that, there's no such thing, I kept the hibiscus in.
I remember.
Yeah, and I think at one point, if anyone's interested, let us know, but we'll do like an Earl Grey kind of gin situation because I've had that before and it's amazing. But again, worried about oversteeping. All right, we did the Aperol, we did the syrup. So this is optional, but like it's fun. It's spring. We're gonna do a bunch of citrus. So we're gonna do a half an orange and a half a lime in each. And Sarah, you have your orange over. Oh, but did you bring the cutter?
No, but I can use a knife.
Wow, don't hurt yourself. Yikes. Sarah's gonna do a twist
Garnish
for
with
us.
the knife. You never peeled like an apple with a knife?
Oh God, my mom, that's like a mom thing.
My mom did that, yeah.
Yeah.
And so like she always taught me to do that. And so I thought that was the only way. So like when you get to culinary school, they teach you this bizarre shape of a cut called a tournée, which we practice on potatoes and apples. No. It's essentially it's a football shape but has 7 sides, like 7 edges.
I don't even know what you're saying right now.
So like this, imagine this, but being totally round, but football shape, so skinny at the top, skinny at the bottom, but like 7 sides.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. Why do you do anything weird like that cutting? And so a lot of people have trouble holding something so closely in their hand and cutting with a knife in their hand.
Yeah.
I had no problem. Because I was so used to cutting the apples in my hand with a knife.
I know, it's such a thing. It's such a mom thing. I don't.
It's part of the requirement.
Yeah. Because I can't do it and I'm not a mom. So. All right. I also forgot to bring a trash can over here, so we're really A+ing it.
I have an extra towel.
Oh, thanks. Emergency towel. I do
Oh,
appreciate you
trash.
for that. Ooh, just kidding. We did. We prepared for this.
We prepared.
Yeah, we prepared. Okay, thank you, Sarah. All right, so we got the citrus in. Now we're gonna do the ice. Excuse my bare hands, Sarah. You don't care, right?
No.
I was like gonna bring gloves, and I'm like, I don't.
We're the only ones.
I just washed them. Yeah. Never too much ice for a spritz, is what I always say.
I like all beverages very cold. Like I fill up my whole glass with ice and then the whole tank with.
How about, we have a thing about our sparkling wine being ice cold. Like, I'm upset that this has been out of the fridge for like 8 full minutes. I'm like, I can't.
45 minutes in the freezer really
God.
does the trick.
Seriously. Even though they like tell you not to do that. Whatever. I don't know. People. Next door told me not to do that. I was like, oh.
The wine.
Yeah. All right. Stirring spoon. Just give it a little stir. It's going to be really good. I'm very excited. Okay, and then traditionally you use Prosecco in it. It is an Italian drink, and then you top it with a little club soda. We had some open bubbles in the fridge, so we were like, why not use these? Because they won't be good in a few days, and we'll save the Prosecco for another day.
And it really, we were talking about like the versatility of this drink. You could use what you have. If you have some bubbles open, some cava, some real champagne, some whatever.
Yeah.
Just throw it in. This is not a super distinctly flavorful bubbles. Like,
no, I'd say it's like nice and dry, and we really like it.
I don't think we'll see the difference. Like if you prefer a sweeter drink, maybe you could do like a sparkling Moscato or something.
Oh, totally,
in there.
yeah.
It would be nice. We don't prefer that, so here we are.
Here we are. So, I mean, I wrote about 4 ounces of sparkling wine and 2 ounces of club soda. You'll be able to taste whether you like it, you know, with more club soda, with more wine, whatever it is. This is just traditional. Give it a stir, even though you want to be gentle when stirring, obviously, a
Bubble.
carbonated beverage. But there we go.
Knife.
Oh, God. Scalpel. I didn't scrub in.
No, I don't want to cut myself on live.
I can't
Here
watch.
we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, very nice.
Okay, now
Good
do
knife
what
skills.
you need to do with it.
Oh, okay. So we've gone over this before, but when you're doing a kind of like getting the essence of the orange, you want the outside rind to be down. That's where the essential oils are. So I've been watching this cocktail show on Netflix. Have you seen it? It's like Drink Masters or something.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah. First of all,
It's
they're making like insane stuff. Like I'm here like, okay, now we pour the Aperol, and they have like things boiling. Someone's like distilling some like moonshine over here. I'm like, wow. Anyway, but they have these really good cameras, and they always do the close-up when they do this, and you can really see the essential oils come out. I can't.
Oh, I
poured
saw
mine.
a
You
little
saw
bit.
it?
No, I
Great.
didn't tear mine, but I do a little this, and
Yeah,
then I twist
right
it
there
up
around the
and,
rinds. Do that.
you know.
Whatever. Look, it's official. It's
Cute.
beautiful.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Gina. She's in
Cheers.
the back with a cocktail.
Yeah, there we go. We
both
did the
went
same
back for a
thing.
second?
Yeah. We both went, and then went back.
This is so good.
I really like this. The chamomile doesn't really come out. I maybe should have added more. I'm not sure. If
We
you
have some
taste-
for garnish.
Yeah, if you, and that might be helpful because we've done drinks before where we like told you to lay the rosemary down, and as you drink it, you kind of smell the rosemary and it helps with the flavor.
Trying to see if
Smell
I can
chamomile?
smell.
I don't think the chamomile should be overwhelming in this, so I'd rather it kind of get lost than overtake things. Ooh,
Well,
ooh,
I
some
just kinda
chamomile pollen.
Yeah, there you go. A little, just.
Ooh, actually, Sarah, that's really good. See, always, yeah.
Oh yeah, I smell it now.
Yeah, here, get Gina some chamomile. She needs to sprinkle some chamomile over here. We need to get everything right. So,
Ooh,
ooh,
that was a good
yeah.
one. I hope that was on camera. I don't know.
Oh yeah, you
It was like a little chamomile thing over here.
So the spritz is amazing because you could literally do anything with it. This was just a fun kind of springy citrus thing. I like the tea element. Like if nothing else, it kind of tones down the tartness of the orange, which is nice, but I don't find it overly bitter. I don't find it overly sweet. You could add less of the syrup if you wanted or more. And honestly,
because it's tea.
totally. Herbal tea, which is not actually from the tea plant.
We don't.
Okay. I taught a cheese and tea class, so I know a lot about tea now.
Speaking of tea, first cheese.
Nailed it,
Heroes.
Sarah.
My transitions. I'm working on
It's
this.
beautiful. Yeah, so the first cheese is Tea Rose. It's this soft goat cheese in the upper left-hand corner. See, I can do it when it's facing me, but when it's over there, I'm like, I can't. It is from Indiana, Greenville, Indiana, from Capriole, who we love. Actually, what was it, a couple months ago or last year at some point? we got to meet the owner and founder of Capriole. Her name's Judy Shad. She's like a huge celebrity in the cheese world for sure.
I got her phone number too.
I know, I did
so
too.
special.
And she told me she was like gonna buy some cheese when she was here. She was doing like a what do you call it, like a vendor thing, like doing samples and everything. And she wanted to buy some cheese, and she said to me, "Pick out 3 of your favorites." And I was like perspiring, I'm like sweating, like, oh my god, what do I pick? Like, I'm like, should they be domestic? Should they? I didn't even know. Anyway, so Judy, I hope you enjoyed my choices.
This is delicious with the cheese.
Good, yeah. So when we were tasting, well, I was tasting it. Dawn helped me as well. She's in the background. We decided that the tanginess was really nice with this, with the sweetness and the bitterness, but also the edible flowers.
Yeah.
Like, it's perfect for this because you
floral
get some floral components with the chamomile, and one of the tasting notes for the tea rose is actually chamomile. And Greek yogurt, which I feel like is a weird tasting note. Like, I get it, it's tangy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess it's not that weird.
No.
Yeah, but so Judy is one of the original, they call them American goat ladies, which I feel like doesn't sound very exciting. But there were 3 of them, and it was Judy Shad from Capriole, Mary Keene from Cypress Grove, and what was her name from Vermont Creamery, Allison Hooper. Which, if we don't get a Vermont Creamery on the West Coast, we've had so much of it on the East Coast, and it is so good.
Really?
Yeah, if you like Bijou, like any of those, they're really good.
I don't think I've ever had it.
Can we get it?
I've tried.
We'll have to look into it. It's quite good. Anyway, so she's really famous, and they all just talked. They all wanted to own goat farms and make cheese, and they all just coordinated with each other and communicated, even though they were located in different places, and helped each other kind of build their business from the ground up, which is really cool. And Capriole names all of their cheeses after someone, right? Is it the Brianna? Which one is it that's after her?
The Piper's Pyramid.
Piper's Pyramid, yeah. Her granddaughter?
Yeah, she has red hair.
Yeah, and the Piper's Pyramid has paprika in it, adorable. Which it turns out is crushed red pepper. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I didn't. I just learned that the other day. But the tea rose is named after one of their goats, who is like the matriarch of all their milking goats they have today. So she's like the mother of all the does that they get the milk from.
Oh.
So they call it tea rose. But also because it has some tea components to it.
And rose petals.
And rose petals. Yeah.
They probably just made the cheese like after the goat. Really.
Yeah, totally. And it's a nice fresh cheese. On the outside, there's edible flowers, herb de Provence, and fennel pollen. Those are what they put on the outside. And then goat cheese is best in the spring, right? Because the goats come off of having just eaten like dry hay and everything, and then they get access to all the fresh grass. So anytime you go into a cheese shop in the spring, definitely look for the fresh goat cheeses.
Best time of year.
Yeah.
Stephanie's liking that it's rosy but not too rosy.
Yeah, me too. I don't love overly floral cheeses. I'll have to try it.
Overly floral anything. Like I like with the blueberries too, they're kind of tart and sour. Got any rosemary on here for us to chomp on?
Yep, just for Gina.
Yeah. The rosemary.
I bet that would be good though with this, yeah. Very nice. You're going to get into the Euphoria?
Yeah.
I had a story about the history of the spritz, but I can say that after we talk about the Euphoria.
Love to hear it.
Well, let's talk about the Euphoria first. The Euphoria is the triangle. Sarah ate the top of it. It's got the rind still on it. I would not eat that. It is food grade wax, but not going to taste great.
No.
But it's fun to leave on because it's got the fun design, especially Euphoria with like the purple and everything. And the fun thing about Euphoria is it's a sheep's milk Gouda. It's aged for 12 months. Nutty, butterscotchy, all that fun stuff. But I didn't realize this. Did you know that they, so it's from the Netherlands. They only sell to American markets, which is why they named it Euphoria. They do not sell it in Europe or
What do you
any.
mean why they named it Euphoria?
Well, because it's in English. In English, it's a fun pun, but like in another language, it would be like I don't know. You'd have to translate it into something completely different.
Oh no!
So they only sell to the U.S.
That's funny.
And it really worked, apparently. Of course it did. It's amazing. It used to be my favorite cheese. It's not anymore. It's just, others have joined the circle.
Yeah.
But the owner, let me just get their names right. Oh, I don't have their names. Wow, that was really rude. But I was reading about the farm and everything, and the cool thing about them just marketing to the U.S. is that it's a small operation. Like they're not like selling worldwide, so it's not like small, but it's not huge. So they can really focus on quality. Mm-hmm. And the owner said that the sheep eat better than her children. That's like a quote on the website, which I love. So what do you think about the pairing?
I've been eating the cheese. I haven't tried it with drink. Sorry, I'm hungry.
That's your job.
I think both are good for different reasons. Like the Euphoria is very salty, but it is still very sweet in general, speaking about cheese. And then the Capriole is super tangy I like both of them. I feel like I like them equally. I don't think I like one better.
Yeah, they're definitely different. But we were tasting stuff, and Dawn was the one, I like kind of knew this too, but I didn't want to admit it to myself, which was like, this needs a sweet cheese, like in a way, like either tangy or sweet, but I was trying to do like different cheeses than we had done before. Yeah, and I was like trying to stay away from a Gouda, but like what can we say? Like Goudas are so good.
Yeah, but I don't think we've used Euphoria before.
No, we haven't.
Yeah. You have a list now.
I know, I have a list now. It's a document called The Big Cheese, and it has every cheese that we've used in classes. Yeah. Thank you to Katie for that name. Very nice. So the story of the spritz. Now Gina may be able to weigh in on this because she is Austrian, right? Edmund speaks some German. So you tell me, does spritz actually mean splash in German?
It does. You give it a spritz, a spray.
Okay. Spritz. Okay. Great. Okay. I should have checked with you beforehand. Before I'm like, okay, I have this whole story. So it was developed in the late 1800s. Are you ready for history?
Let me get my notebook.
I majored in history, not to brag.
Okay.
Do I remember anything? No. Am I using it? No.
Yes, you are.
Now I am. In the late 1800s, when the Austro-Hungarian Empire was obviously still going. You know about that, right?
Totally.
Yeah. It was created in the Veneto region of Italy, but the Austro-Hungarians who were there were used to drinking beer. And so the Italian wines were like too aggressive for them. So they would always ask for a spritz or a splash of water to go into the drink to like water it down basically.
Oh.
So over time, obviously like they would have still water, it changed to sparkling water and then changed from wine to like fortified wine, and now we're at liqueurs. So it's always a bitter liqueur, some sort of sparkling wine, and club soda, and then you can add, whatever you want. Mm-hmm. But I thought that was funny.
That is cool.
And if you're interested, the Austro-Hungarian Empire did break up in 1918. World War I, that's what that was about.
Got it.
Yeah,
I know that.
Cool. Good
Just
talk.
checking if you knew.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I'm still confused about these glasses. I don't know if they're supposed to be wine glasses or supposed to be cocktail glasses.
Or for succulents?
Does anybody know?
Really tall.
I guess, does anybody know glassware terminology? Rachel said I got these at the thrift store. I swear you find the best things thrifting when you have no agenda.
Mm-hmm.
A couple weeks ago, my husband insisted that we needed a punching bag. And he's
Did you
like,
get one at the thrift store?
No, He's like, will you go with me to Big Five? And I was like, sure. And what's next door to Big Five is Goodwill. And so I was like, of course I'll go with you. Because I knew it was right next door. And I just hopped in. I found these. I got a set of 4. I got those little cordials. I got some espresso cups. Like, totally random. I just stopped in because it was there and found a bunch of cool stuff. And I swear I only spent like $15.
I know, the best.
I know.
Also, shout out to Sea Hive Station. It's in Liberty Station. They also have one up north too, called Sea Hive something else, or maybe just Sea Hive. But anyway, they have amazing like vintage glassware if you're interested. Yeah. I have a problem. You now have a problem too, mm-hmm. And yeah. But I would definitely recommend going there to check it out, or your local Goodwill.
Oh. Stephanie said they're dangerously tall.
They are,
right?
So I'm like, do I hold it like this, or do I hold it
Never,
down
Sarah.
here?
You don't want to warm your drink. That's a rookie move. Just letting you know.
Those people that hold it like this, like, when you just drink.
What? Who holds it like this?
Have you not seen that before?
No.
There are people who do this.
No. I can't even watch. It's like the knife all over again. I did want to talk about Aperol real quick. Yeah,
Here's
so
what it looks like.
here's what it looks like. There is food coloring in it.
It
That
does
is
have a
why it's
spritz
red.
recipe on the back.
Of course it does. An Apero.
It does
Like
say
a spritz.
Aperol spritz.
Yeah, I know, but they also call it.
It doesn't give you any amounts. It just says.
Yeah.
put
Well,
it in.
I know what's in it. I was gonna tell you. You want to guess?
Nope.
Okay. So it is a bitter liqueur. For this, they recommended that you can use Aperol or you can use Campari, which is used for a Negroni and other drinks. Or you can use Chinar, which I haven't had yet, but it's made of artichokes. So I'm very interested in that. I know it's a bitter, yeah.
Oh, like a herbal.
Yeah.
Bitter liqueur.
So they're all herbal, but I guess it's different herbs.
Yeah.
This one has gentian root, which is the bitter component, and rhubarb in it, and how do you say it? Cinchona root bark? The stuff you put in tonic? Cinchona.
Never heard of that one before.
Should have looked it up before. Well, Katie and I made our own tonic syrup one time. Highly recommend.
Okay.
Especially if you have a soda stream or something, you just keep it, and you can add that and a little bit of club soda, and then you have tonic. But that was one of the things we had to order online. It's like cinchona bark that goes in the tonic.
No. So are you going to be making that for the next cocktail class? I mean, why do we not have homemade tonic?
You're right. We've been buying tonic.
Come on.
Oh my God.
I didn't know this.
Oh, I shouldn't have admitted that.
Well, next time.
I need to get a whole new pot to make for making syrups.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have one on my eye on. Whatever. Don't worry about it. All right.
This is delicious. Anyone have a favorite pairing? The goat cheese versus the Euphoria? I am just, more partial to goat cheese in general, but I thought both
You
of the
are.
pairings were delicious. Yeah.
I do love the goat cheese.
I do.
But I agree, it's not overly floral because I can't deal with that.
Do florals. They give her a headache.
Give me a headache. All right. Well, while you guys keep snacking on those two cheeses, aka Sarah, she's like, we can split a plate, right? I'm like, I don't know.
Why are you giving me alone?
What? You heard it here first, folks. Keep her to her word. All right, let's get into the blackberry hibiscus lemon drop. So this is tart. I'm just gonna tell you that. I like tart drinks. Do we have some music going on?
Yeah, I'm done. The music came on.
I don't know. We were having some issues earlier. I was trying to have a meeting with Rob, who does all of our events, and I had like my AirPods in, and I'm like talking to him, and then Sarah connected the computer to my AirPods, and I was like all of a sudden listening to like Taylor Swift really loudly. Like a lot was
We've
going
been
on.
having issues with those speakers.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
For your vote, we've got to vote for goat cheese with the fig spread.
Ooh, yeah. I don't have any goat cheese left because someone ate it all, but I bet it's good.
There's a little piece right
That's
there.
like literally one flower. It's like a tiny goat cheese crumble. This is how the tea rose comes, though. By the way, we sell it in the wholes and the halves, and it looks so good on a board. Like
It really does. It's you
gotta
just
do.
plop it right on. That's what we love. Is like a no fuss cheese. People are always like, "How do I serve this?" Like this one, you just literally take them, unpackage it, put it on the plate. It looks really good.
Totally. Sprinkle some more flowers on it or not.
If you have any, yeah.
All right, blackberry hibiscus lemon drop. This is going to be a shaken cocktail. We're going to serve it up, so no rocks, no ice, in these beautiful coupe glasses. I would serve it in a coupe glass, so that's why we have these. They're Sarah's. And I am going to do 2 at once in here because I'm making one for me and Sarah. So we can just build it in the shaker. We're going to shake really vigorously because this has blackberries in it, and you want to really shake it to have the blackberries break up a little bit because that's the only blackberry flavor we're getting.
You wouldn't muddle it instead?
You could. Yeah, you could.
Okay.
The shaking usually does it if you're like a little aggressive about it.
Okay. Use your muscle for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah. Because I forgot to bring in my shaker the other day when we were testing it, and I tried to like stir it really vigorously, and it did not work. It was like, so I muddled it a little bit, and
Yeah,
it helped.
okay.
So yeah, you could do whatever if you don't have a shaker. But like we've said before, you can use a mason jar with a lid, like anything that seals. You can.
Tupperware container.
Yeah. Whatever.
As long as it has a lid.
All right, so I'm gonna build this in the shaker. We're not gonna add ice until the very end because we want it to be diluted exactly to the amount we shake it and not too much before. So like say you put the gin in, you're like, oh God, where's the syrup? And then you go and the ice is already in, then you're already were melting away.
It's a
So
mess.
yeah, it's a mess.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna put all the gin in. This is Beefeater gin. If anyone is interested, I love it. Just a classic London dry, not expensive. Like it's great.
Rachel brought me back a honey gin from where?
Switzerland.
There we go. From Switzerland on her honeymoon she was just on. I'm sure it would be delicious. And with this, with the blackberry and the lemon, a little bit of honey gin.
Definitely. Or the warthog with the spiced pear and everything.
Oh yeah. A little bit of sweetness in your gin. I
Or-
have tried it, just not in a cocktail. I just took a sip of it.
Yeah, at work she just literally.
I was like, wow.
Don't listen. Yeah, or like the bee's knees. Is that the one with the?
Oh, that
Yeah,
one
like
with
a
the
honey-
honey syrup?
Yeah.
That's good too.
So this hibiscus syrup, I gave you all 4 ounces. So there's 4 ounces in here. I think I'm just gonna like go for it. Are you ready to be like over hibiscus?
Is it gonna be so
It's
sweet?
not super sweet. Okay, I'll start with not as much.
I don't
I'll start
know.
with 3/4. This is to give you the option to put more or less in it.
I do like a tart drink.
Yeah, me too.
I'm a little sour.
Yeah, yeah, you are.
Bitter.
So the hibiscus syrup, we're obsessed with hibiscus. We just did a mocktails class. It was really fun and successful, so we'll probably do it again if anyone's
Yes.
interested. Just like really fancy mocktails. And we did it in person, which was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And we did a hibiscus mocktail.
Yeah.
And the color is just beautiful, obviously.
I love it. I keep
Hibiscus,
hibiscus
Jamaica,
simple syrup
whatever you
in
call it.
my refrigerator.
Yeah, I have extra. I'm gonna make that hibiscus margarita.
Yes.
Yeah, we like came up with a drink
Or
one
a
day.
hibiscus gin gimlet. I would be making
Ooh,
too.
that's
Those
what
are
you were
really
doing?
good. Yeah.
So good. So it's so easy. You just get the dried hibiscus flowers, Jamaica flowers, whatever, and then you steep it, same way as I made the other syrup. I did, instead of a 1-to-1 sugar and water ratio like you would with a simple syrup, I did a half sugar to 1 water. Again, made it a little less sweet so we could get a little more hibiscus flavor.
How much hibiscus? I usually do, I have like a scoop or whatever I use. I don't even know what the measurement. I did 1 scoop of water, 1 scoop of sugar,
Oh,
1
nice.
scoop of hibiscus flower.
Yeah, I
and
put
that
a-
was just like for home use. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
right, but it works.
I don't think you can put in too much hibiscus because the first
Yeah.
time I made it, it called for like a tablespoon. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And then the second time when I was tweaking it, I put in like 2 big handfuls.
Okay, cool.
I was making a bunch at once, but still could have put more in it.
Mhm.
And like we were saying, unlike the tea leaves, the hibiscus you can just keep in there. So when I put it in my other container to like store and then to pour, I just kept the leaves in there.
Yeah, why
Because
not?
the longer it sits, the longer it'll infuse.
Or
And you're
hot.
the one who told me that you need hot water, right, to get it to start to. Did you tell me that?
I don't. Maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe not
I
if
feel
you
like
want to
it
like
does,
let it sit for 48 hours or something.
Yeah, because when I put it in the water on the stove, I just like put it all in, and it was starting to turn pink before I.
Okay.
But this is a random thing. The restaurant I used to work at, we used to do a lot of colored oils for decor. We did like an annatto oil that was red, an herb
Oh,
oil that was
cool.
green, and I was like, oh my gosh, can I do this hibiscus oil and make it
Oh,
pink?
wow.
Nope, it
Oh.
does not. The color does not transfer to oil. So bizarre. You can just like sit it in the oil forever, and the oil does not turn pink. Even heat it up.
Wow.
I know. It has to be some sort of, I would say, not fatty liquid.
Yeah, and it's not like you could put water in it because like.
No, you can't put that in
Yeah.
the oil. But it was so bizarre. I was very disappointed because I'm like, pink oil.
Yeah, that would have been
yes,
really
please.
cool. Nice try, Sarah.
I know.
We appreciate your trying to be innovative.
Recipe testing.
So this is a whole lemon per drink. So I'm making 2 drinks in here, so I'm gonna put 2 lemons. Again, if you want to start with a half a lemon to see how it works, like I am not against like shaking up the drink, pouring it, tasting it, being like, oh no. Like I made a martini once, I was like, oh, needs more vermouth, needs more whatever. I just take the ice out of here because it's already all like in shards, and then I just pour the drink back in. Or I like have forgotten my martini before. You know, you like forget a drink, so I drink half of it. I'm like, and I leave it
Never
somewhere.
happened to me ever.
Never mind. Okay, say you make a huge drink and it gets too warm before you finish it. I have poured it back in the shaker.
That's
and then
when you
shaken
chug.
it up.
You chug.
No, I need it ice cold. I don't want it.
Like all those people that are like, oh yeah, what do you do when you have leftover wine? And I'm like, I've never come across that issue before.
Okay, well, anyway.
Lemons.
What? Oh, yeah. From a lemon? I don't know. Really? Okay, it's
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
Everything's fine. So then in this little bag, I just mixed the blackberries and hibiscus because I knew they'd be okay together. So don't worry about it if some hibiscus gets in here. Like we said, it's not going to mess anything up.
No.
So I allotted 3 blackberries per drink, but you know, whatever. And then 1 each for garnish. And then I was thinking of the hibiscus as some garnish too. So I'm going to leave you that little bag.
Perfect.
All right. And then earlier when I was making Gina's drink, because I make it off camera, we're very, fancy here. I started to shake it without the ice, so like we're just figuring it out, you know?
She was shaking it and
I was
made
like,
no
what?
noise.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what's happening? Practicing your technique?
Yeah,
Like,
I know
what's
how
going
it
on?
is. Speaking of which, we have a cocktail class coming up at You and Yours this Thursday, and we're doing them every like 2 to 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And their cocktail classes are so fun because it's in person. They provide you with everything you need. They like show you how to shake. It's awesome.
They have all the equipment that for you to do all the cool stuff too. Yourself.
And you get to make 2 different cocktails. And then the ones we do with them, you also have a cheese pairing. So I'm there, and we make the cocktails, and then we drink them, and we eat the cheese. It's great.
I've never gone. I want to.
It's so good, and their food is so good too.
I didn't even know they had food.
I know. I don't think they had it all the time, but okay. So like, I can't deal with the Boston Shaker. I just can't. It always gets stuck. Like I know that's like if you're a real bartender, that's what you do.
That's what I
like,
use.
Here, yeah, exactly.
But hers also doesn't get cold on the outside.
Yeah. So this is my roommate Morgan's. I only have 2 roommates. I know it sounded dramatic. I keep saying my roommate like I live in some sort of. It's fine. Okay. This is his shaker that I always borrow, and it's very fancy and very expensive, and it does not get cold around the outside. But one of the things I tell you is when you're shaking, you want it to get cold, and that's kind of how you know it's done. This you just have to be intuitive. Mm-hmm. But it's amazing that it doesn't. It's so like the walls are so thick, so it also doesn't sound as impressive because it's like. You shake it.
No.
You were about to. But feel it.
No, I know it doesn't get cold.
I
so
know.
Is it insulated
It's
enough
so weird.
that like the ice doesn't melt on the
it's like
inside
double
when you're forgetting about your cocktail?
Yeah, the only problem is I said to shake it aggressively, and if you have a regular cocktail shaker, I would. This one, if you shake it too aggressively, it gets like shards of ice. So maybe we'll do a whole thing
But that's
about
good.
I don't want shards of ice in my drink.
Oh, well, you like it ice cold. That kind of surprises me.
But they like stab you. It's fine. Okay, so shake it until you feel like it's been shaken enough. And then this is why I love it, is because it just has the strainer in it, right, as cocktail shakers do. Mm-hmm. Just saying.
It's a lazy shaker.
Oh, Ooh.
Such a pretty color. Look at that blackberry color transfer.
Don't forget about the hibiscus.
And
then don't think you're like out of drink when it starts to do that. Like you have more drink left to go. It's just getting slower.
It has to go through all the blackberry. Guys.
Yeah, exactly. And the ice.
I'm just gonna put the blackberry. Ooh, even just some of the the hibiscus. No, I was gonna say. I was like, do I even want to put the blackberry? I'm just gonna throw it in there because it'll be delicious to eat at the end.
Yeah, it's true.
Just like a few of the sprinkles of hibiscus right on the top. I'm sure you could eat these. I don't know if you want to, just because they're dried and so they might be a little chewy, but it's not like they're not edible. They are, most definitely are.
And then I think next class we're definitely gonna start getting into some like sugar or salt rims. We did that on the margarita class, but we were talking about like how you do a half rim, which
instead of around the whole top.
Exactly, because I think a lot of bartenders like to do a half rim because they understand that some people don't want the rim. It's too salty or it's too sugary or whatever, so then you get to choose.
Yep.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
What if it's not cold enough? Oh God.
Cheers.
Oh no, Gina's probably isn't cold anymore. Do you need the cocktail shaker?
It's still delicious.
What do you think?
Sour. But I like it. No, I like sour. I want to taste the lemon. Like you said.
I'm going to put a little more hibiscus in it just because I'm not getting as much hibiscus flavor as I want. That's the problem with these syrups. Not the problem. I mean, it's really not a problem.
I like that you still really taste the gin. I love gin. I think I'm like a tequila girl, but I think I'm transferring over to the gin is my liquor of choice.
Yeah, you know when you're like younger and you're like, I like this, you know, and then you get older and you're like, oh man, I kind of like this though. That's what's happening. You're mid-transition. It's so fun to watch.
That is just about life. That is not just because I was younger and now I'm still younger. No, I don't think I had a lot of experience with gin.
Right. Well, a lot of people are scared of it. Like, not that you were scared of it necessarily.
No, my go-to cocktail at a bar was a gin gimlet. That's what I always got.
Oh, it was? Even when you were a tequila girl?
Yeah.
Very confusing.
I know.
We're gonna...
The time.
Yeah, we're gonna have to therapize this later. You know how coworkers become your therapists? We'll talk about this. We'll get back to you on the next one. No, we won't.
But this is delicious. I'm very happy about it.
And the hibiscus syrup can be used for so many things. So like we said, it's so fun to have just in the fridge. We also infused some tequila with hibiscus, remember?
Yes, and I have used the hibiscus simple syrup for lemonade too.
Ooh.
Yeah, just making using this as your sweetener in lemonade is delicious.
This would be a great mocktail too. I mean, I like the gin as we discussed, but you could make it into a mocktail just adding water, maybe a little. Like we could even add a little club soda on top of it. You know?
Don't touch mine.
Yeah.
But. But yes, all the ingredients minus the gin, so just the simple syrup, the lemon, the blackberries, topped with the sparkling water would be delicious.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, I love gin too. Turns out. Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, the reason we shook this in a cocktail shaker instead of stirring it is because we have not just spirits. So we talked about this before, but just as a reminder, you want to use a stirring glass with a stirring spoon if you have a martini, for example. So like James Bond was wrong, like we've been, you know, he said shaken, not stirred. Like you shouldn't really, because it's all about science. The dilution is more when you shake it, and you don't want that when you have a super spirit forward cocktail. So a martini is only spirits. Right? It's only gin, it's only vermouth. Sometimes you add a little bit of olive juice, but like not necessarily, so we won't count that. So you want to stir it. But this, we had hibiscus syrup and lemon juice and all this stuff, so we want to shake it. And somehow the dilution ratio is such that that's what you want to do with a non-just spirit drink.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know. You don't want to like be a faux pas. You're like hosting someone and you're like, put your like Aperol spritz in a, shaker or something crazy.
That would be embarrassing.
So embarrassing. You know what Sarah does to me just to annoy me? Anytime I say, tell them.
Because martinis are supposed to be gin. They just are. Martini is gin. And so she's talking about martinis all the time, and I always say, oh, a gin martini? Just because it really makes her mad that I even consider a vodka martini.
Every time.
A gin martini? Is this going to have gin in it? And it really, I love it. It cracks me up every time.
Because traditionally a martini is gin. You should not need to specify. That would be
That's
like saying, can I have a gin with
martini?
gin? Yeah. You need to specify when it's a vodka martini.
Yeah. So if I go to a bar and I say I want a martini, are they going to ask me if I want vodka or gin?
Is it a good bar or a bad bar?
Good bar.
No.
Okay. They used to ask me with a gimlet,
twist or if you want it dirty.
Oh yeah. But with
I don't know about a gimlet. I don't know what the
traditional is, but they always ask gin or vodka, and I was like, I don't know, gin, and that's how I got on that drink.
Guys, I don't like vodka. I'm so sorry.
I don't.
Does anyone out there like vodka? You probably do.
What do we always say?
It's giving us the stink eyes.
It's the Chardonnay of the liquor. Oh my god. That's what I like Chardonnay, unless it's sparkling.
But it's okay. You can like what you like. We respect it. We just don't
total
want to drink
personal preference. I think I am a little just days when you're not supposed to be drinking vodka and you're drinking raspberry flavored vodka and you're like, I can never do this again.
Well, maybe we'll have Gina on for the next one, or at least as a consultant, and she can help us craft a vodka drink, because I think like I don't want to like just be like no.
I know.
Which I have up till now. If you've noticed, we've not had vodka in any of the drinks, and like that's not really good to you guys, because you might want to try a vodka drink like we
Challenge accepted.
Okay, great. Gina's in, so she's gonna help us for one of the drinks for next time.
Should we do a vodka martini and a gin martini?
I'm sorry, a vodka martini and a what?
A martini. Side by side.
I mean, we should. Maybe
Yeah, I know.
that should just be like the opener, and then people can make that at home if they want or not.
That's
you
true.
know, and then we
Yeah.
can pair like another drink with
Yeah.
or give them the option.
I don't know.
God. Or half and half. Well, not half. Yeah, if
Yeah.
you want to make a Vesper. That's also another James Bond drink.
Stephanie likes using vodkas for infusions.
Oh, that
yeah.
makes sense because you have your neutral base. Like if you're infusing with like something crazy, you might not want that like piney,
So you don't
note to
taste
the
the
gin.
vodka. I get it. I get it.
What are we infusing? Do you mind asking her? Because I am interested.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you could do citrus, like,
Yeah, you
and
could
you
do
could
a lot
do
of
the
things.
hibiscus.
Earl
You could
Grey,
do.
we talked about tea.
You were telling me about your friend that does the banana.
Yes.
What liquor is that?
Rum.
Okay.
Yeah, banana and vanilla rum is a thing, a Caribbean thing.
It's the
Which
most.
I really want to try.
I want to give you a visual because she mentioned it kind of casually. We were talking one time this banana vanilla rum, and I was like, I have so many questions. How do you do this? Like, are the bananas roasted? Are they whole in their peel? Are they peeled? Are they chopped? Are they whatever? And then sure enough, her friend made it, and it's just like a mason jar full of clear liquid, so the rum, and then just peeled whole bananas just in the liquid. It looks
some vanilla
so
beans.
bizarre.
Weird.
So bizarre.
But I bet it tastes so good.
I'm sure
love
it does.
banana
I'm
flavored
sure it
things.
tastes delicious. Like my husband, a restaurant he used to work at a long, long time ago, they used to make bacon-infused vodka for their Bloody Marys.
Yes, that's brilliant.
You would literally cook the bacon, put
Oh
it in
my
the
God.
vodka, let it sit for like a week in the fridge. That also sounds very bizarre, but it was a big hit.
At least it was at the fridge.
Maybe we'll have to do that. I'll use this idea. Sorry,
Yeah.
Victor.
Well, we have another brunch. We
should
had
do
boozy
brunch
brunch bingo.
cocktails. Okay,
Yeah,
brunch
brunch
cocktails.
cocktails will be one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bloody Mary boozy brunch bingo. Bloody
Bloody-
boozy
Wow.
brunch bingo.
Bloody brunch.
That could mean a lot of things.
Boozy brunch bingo. Should we try the
I love
cheese?
it.
So
Yeah, I
the
guess we
answer
should
to
try
your
the cheese.
infusion:
Oh, yes.
citrus, herbal combos, and lemon verbena are favorites.
Ooh, I like lemon verbena. That would be
Okay,
good.
all right. So, Gina, do you think in your creation you might think of an infused vodka, or we'll see? You
Let's
can-
talk.
Yeah, we're gonna
that's
talk.
We'll do a whole infused class.
Yeah, we'll do an
That's
all
an
all
infused
infusion.
class.
All infused,
We'll do
yeah.
one vodka and one maybe rum.
Yeah.
Because now everybody wants to try this.
Now we have to have
banana
this banana.
Yeah,
rum.
okay, we're gonna make the banana vanilla rum, and Sarah's gonna be like, ooh.
Well, so I used to make this banana when I was in school. One of the years I was on the competition team, we did a banana mousse tort thing, and you
Yes.
take the whole banana, put it in the oven, like in the peel, to roast it, and then
Wow.
all you have to do is snip the end off the banana, and the whole thing just like comes out in an oozy roasted banana mess that is like liquefied to the point you could put it in a mousse, and you get this really great caramelized banana flavor. So I could see how that might be
Yeah.
fun too, a more caramelized.
Do you
flavor.
strain it before you make the mousse out of it? Like, so there aren't any weird chunks, or it's just like...
There's no chunks. It completely
weird.
liquefies.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're really gonna have to explore
I
this.
know. Recipe test. Such hard work.
Oh, God, this job is so fun.
Terrible.
Okay.
Cheese.
Yeah, okay, so lower left-hand side, down near the blackberries, is a piece of brie. You'll have some sort of, I had to cut it into thirds, so it got weird. But it is a square, right, like this. It's called Trillium. It's so cute in its little packaging. It is from Tulip Tree, which is in Indianapolis. Wow, we have two Indiana...
They really make good cheeses.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And you're like, Indiana? Like, people are like, what? And I'm
Who
like,
even lives
try
there?
it. And they're like, I'll take 5. I'm like, see? Yeah, who even, like, that's rude. People live in Indiana.
Oh, I
and they
know.
make good cheese. I know. So it is made of cow. It's pasteurized because it's quite young. It's aged 2 to 4 weeks. It is a triple cream. Bloomy rind is what we call it. When you see this kind of white rind on it, bloomy rind. It's a brie. It's great. It's one of my favorites.
I haven't had it in a while.
It's owned by a couple. Their names are Fonz and Laura. I do have their names. And they have an extensive background in biology and dairy. They used to be dairy consultants and marketers. Don't you love that?
Yeah.
I know. I'm a dairy consultant. It's like you can have any job in the world. And it is won multiple American Cheese Society awards. And I love it. I
Yeah.
don't. What do you think about, yeah? And it's got like the inner paste is so creamy.
It's a very nice texture.
Yeah.
It's very thick still, which I like.
Sorry, I'm just gonna eat it off my fingers. Don't mind me.
Yeah, okay. We should.
I'm gonna skip the cracker. So I find that these bries are kind of hard to pair with the cocktails. But this one, I think because of the acidity, it kind of cuts through. And we talk about that when we pair with wine as well, right? Like a bubbly wine is always good with a brie, or something with acidity like Sauvignon Blanc would be awesome. And it's not super funky, you know, it's not like that earthy, mushroomy kind of traditional brie. It's like that triple cream, which means that they add cream back into the milk before they make the cheese. So they skim the cream off the top and then put the cream back in, basically, up to a certain amount. It's what triple cream is, over 75% fat in dry matter, which is complicated. Don't worry about it. But let's just say it's not butter fat. It's not just like 75% butter fat. It's like if you drained all the moisture out of the cheese.
Too much.
Science,
Too much.
don't worry about it.
It's just delicious. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, and it's made in Indiana, and I love it.
I like it.
And I love cheeses that have won ACS, American Cheese Society Awards. Fun fact, this isn't fun at all, but every time I Google ACS, it always comes up American Chemical Society, and I'm like, do I look like someone who needs to be looking at American, like I obviously mean the American Cheese Society. And if you like these classes, I mean, we do a ton of them, but the ACS also sponsored, like they have Counterculture as part of Culture Magazine. Like there's so many cool ways to get involved in this whole cheese business. And they have cool classes too. All right, last cheese.
Your favorite?
Yeah, you're gonna tell us why it isn't your favorite.
No, I just.
Well, I eat all
great.
of it.
It's just a little bit sweeter, and I prefer the Quebec vintage, which is much sharper, and that's just personal preference. There's nothing bad about this cheese. I'll still eat it.
It is. It's from England. It's from Somerset. It's called Barber's 1833 Reserve Cheddar. It comes in these, well, it's made in 40-pound blocks, and then importers ship it in different ways, but this is how we get it in this block. But like at Whole Foods, I know they receive their cheddars in like the whole 40-pound block, and you have to break it down.
Oh my gosh, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yikes.
How many days I spent cutting 40-pound blocks of cheddar. We can talk about it later.
You're welcome. I'll do that here.
Yeah, and they're like really like wet when you, don't worry about it. Because cheddars don't have brines, at least not the ones that aren't cloth bound, so it's just like they're sealed in plastic, but they develop moisture like as they travel and as they warm up a little bit. So yeah, that's that.
It's good. I think it'll be really good with this.
Yeah, try it.
Okay, I will.
So again, I think the sweetness in this kind of contrasts with the acidity, but it's also a little tangy. So this is a hallmark of English cheddars, is that like tangy sharpness. That's kind of what I call it, and I think it makes sense. Like it's not sharp, right? It's not like hit you in the face sharp.
Yeah, it is still sharp.
But it's still sharp, so cheddars have a high acidity too. So it kind of goes with this, but because it has a little bit of sweetness, it's just not like acid on acid.
I do like the acid on acid though.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
That's true.
Yeah.
Because you could try it with the goat cheese and see. Right?
No, it's delicious with the cheddar. I like it. The cheddar's delicious with the cheese. Maybe that's what I needed all along. Or the lemon drop.
Maybe. I knew it. So this cheese is cool because it's made by the Barber family, and they've been making cheese since 1833. Nailed it. We did not discuss that, but we figured it out. It was a bit. And they were like, hey. And one of the cool things about this cheddar is they developed the starter culture locally. So every cheese starts out the same because you have the milk, right? You're separating into the curds and whey. And one of the things that determines like why a cheese becomes a Gouda or why it becomes a brie is a starter culture you use. So there are like a ton of different ones. We don't have to get into that. But the one they used for this was developed in the same place where they make the cheese, which isn't always the case because like people make blue cheese everywhere, but Penicillium roqueforti was not discovered in the place that they made it.
Yeah.
So
do you know the name of this one?
I don't.
Sorry.
They didn't. No, they didn't.
It wasn't
really
anywhere.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe they're trying to keep it a secret. I don't know.
That's what I would say.
Yeah. Right.
Just lie.
Yeah, they're keeping it a secret. They won't release the information.
No.
And this cheese is their reserve cheddar, so it's aged for at least 2 years. Yeah, I love it.
It's great.
recommend the
I
cheddar.
love
Super
the
crumbly.
pairing. And I kind of want to, actually, do I have a little bit of this left? It's a a little
Here,
water.
I have some. I was busy talking, you know how it is. While she tastes that, I just also wanted to say that an interesting thing about this cheese is it has a PDO in England, so Protected Designation of Origin, for West Country Farmhouse Cheddar. So it gets complicated, but you can, yeah,
Also good.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
This is sweeter.
Yeah,
Healthy.
no, totally.
Yeah, good.
Which is interesting. It's the first cheddar to have a PDO. And not all cheddars have one. It's very complicated, but it just means that it's like a very established creamery making this cheese. It's a very like important cheddar that's being made. I think it's only like 13 miles from the town of Cheddar. Cheddar does not have to be made in cheddar to be a cheddar. It's all about how the cheese is made. It's called cheddaring. Have we had a cheddar on here? How many times can I say cheddar?
Cheddar. To cheddar and to be cheddar. And just lots of cheddar.
So just really briefly, I know we only have a few more minutes, cheddaring, because why not?
Yeah.
Once you get the curds from the milk, right, you put in rennet, you separate the curds in the whey. The curds are then milled, so they literally put them through a machine. They like spit them out that are like really, really tiny, and that's where you get your fresh cheese curds if you were to eat them, like in Wisconsin. Or England, probably, I don't know.
Or downtown San Diego.
Or downtown San Diego at the North Park store.
Yeah, we get fresh curds from Ale Smith or Cheese Smith. So
Yeah, you definitely need to check that out. They're doing like dill pickle right now or something.
and there were
And
some
bacon.
bacon ones and some truffle ones. It's always changing. But
Yeah, it's really fun.
Curds
So,
Day Thursday. They get fresh curds every Thursday.
very nice.
Yeah.
And you know, if you say the secret word and you want some curds up in Del Mar, we can get them maybe transferred for you.
Yes.
What's the code word? Rachel and
Hi,
Sarah?
my name is Sarah. I would like you to transfer some curds for me. That was your word.
I was trying to pretend like it was, yeah, okay. So cheddaring, they mill the curds really fine, and then they put them all in this big vat, and then they basically let it kind of like settle a little bit, and then they cut it and they stack it, and they do that over and over again, and then they press it. So that's why when you look at a cheddar, you can kind of see like the different curds being like smushed together.
Mm-hmm. Or if
And
you've
that's what
ever
makes it cheddar.
seen like Cahill Porter, I don't even know if they make that
Mhm.
anymore. It was one that was infused with a porter beer.
Sage Darby.
Sage Darby is another one infused with sage, bright green. I'm sure it'll come up on your Instagram feed with St. Patrick's Day coming up. But you can, on those, you can see the infusion is going around the curds. So that's why you can see all of the different squiggles in the cheese. Those blobs of white are the curds, and then the infusion's on the outside. So really cool. I'm sure you could Google it and see the same effect.
Yeah, it's fun watching those videos.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
All right, that's that. What was your favorite pairing?
The tea roast was
Yeah.
so delicious. I forget how good that cheese is, and I love the spritz. It's delicious.
I like the euphoria with the spritz. I don't know, I was just feeling that. Like, I like the nuttiness of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I
Dry
stand.
texture.
Yeah.
That was good.
I don't know how everyone else feels. I hope
Yeah.
they enjoyed it.
Would love to hear. I see both of Gina's glasses are empty, so she's happy.
So we're happy.
But we've got some fun classes coming up. I have
Mhm.
a list. I wrote them down this time, so I'd be prepared.
There's so many.
But let's see. On the 7th, which is Tuesday, we've got a sheep, goats, and hops class at Bottlecraft. So Mary Grace, the manager of Benismo North Park, is going to be doing the cheeses. Jean from Bottlecraft is going to be doing the beers, and it's going to be a super fun pairing beer and cheese.
Yeah, Gina's a legend. I did a private event with him once, and he was just like, he had the crowd like in rapt attention. He's just such a beer nerd, and he knows so much. And we were all just like, even me, I'm like, tell us more. You know, it's really cool.
We have on the 8th, which is Thursday.
Wednesday.
I can't do math. Wednesday, whiskey and cheese at 7 Grand, which actually Rachel is going to be teaching for the first time, covering for Rob, who's slacking. No, I'm just kidding. He's out of town. But Rachel's going to be teaching, so that's going to be super fun. I'm going to have them get a bunch of content, so we'll see some pictures for those class, but I've heard nothing but great things.
It's
about it.
amazing. I've gone to the class twice.
Yeah, okay. Well, there we go.
So
It's great. On the 9th, Rachel is also teaching the cocktails and cheese, which she talked about at You and Yours. Then on the 12th, it's a Sunday here in Del Mar. We have our cheese bar happy hour, which is just a super fun themed happy hour where we do a specific wine. I think this time specifically is going to be rosé for springtime. We'll have a little trio plate that pairs perfectly with the wine. And then there's no presentation, no class. You can come anytime and just kind of sit and mingle, and everyone has a great time.
Yeah,
Super fun.
It's really fun.
On the 18th, we've got a list here, a cheese plate making class at Epic Brewing. This is at their beer hall in Vista, I believe. Dawn's going to be teaching that one. Super fun. They always do a fun flight. I actually just tried their pink lemonade sour recently, if you're going.
At my wedding rehearsal dinner?
No, that was the rosé. This is not about you. I had it when I went to lunch a couple weeks ago at Ballast Point, which was kind of funny. They had like other local brews, and I had the pink lemonade one from Epic. It was delicious. Then on the 19th, me and Rachel are doing a tinned fish and cheese class. Super exciting. We just had Chef Sarah from Tiny Fish Co. She was here yesterday to do a little fun fishy pop-up tasting here in the shop. She gave us some recipe tips on how to pair tinned fish with cheese. You know, not just your sardines and tuna, but we've got some really fun mussels. There's anchovies. There's we're going to be doing octopus. That's a fun one too. So
I have some gooey duck to share too, if for anyone who's. I know, I'm scared.
I don't know how I feel about
It's
that.
a delicacy. It's going to be great.
But it's going to be super fun. All kind of new things.
And it's
going on.
us. Come on, the comedy duo.
Yeah, right. This one's in person.
There's
This
gonna be
one's
so
not
many
virtual.
bits.
Yeah. But you'll come. We'll have some recipes. It'll be good stuff. I have 3 more, and then I'm done. I promise.
Oh boy, hurry it up, Sarah.
The 24th, 5x5 cheese and wine pairing with Quigley wines. Nate does those. It's gonna be 5 cheeses from us, 5 wines from Quigley. Super fun. A paint and party in Del Mar. This one, I've attended this event, not through Denisimo, through the painter, Carissa, friend of Dawn's. It was a blast. So we brought her into our shop here. She teaches them in the shop. You get a cheese plate, glass of wine, and she teaches you how to paint this cute little painting. This one's going to be a cheese and wine painting. They're so fun.
It always sells out.
It really is a blast. And then last but not least, 329 cheese plate making class at Grafted Cellar. So another local winery. We're this month pairing up with a lot of local businesses trying to expand our, partners, people that we work with, people that know things about things that we don't know about, and they can bring a specialty and we bring a specialty, and it just kind of expands everyone's knowledge. Everyone gets smarter.
Yeah, helping each other.
To cheese.
Yes, everyone more addicted to cheese. Exactly. That's our evil plan.
So we had another vote for Euphoria with the spritz.
Ah, yes.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Good one. And thank you to everyone watching. We know a bunch of you do it every time we do it, and that means so much to us. And if you have any personal feedback you want to let us know, that's awesome too.
If it's
feel free
negative,
to email us at the shop. We don't need the negatives. If it's positive, no,
no, really,
any feedback. If you like a drink you want, like the infusions was such a good idea.
Love
we
that
really
idea.
love that because we want to do stuff that you want to do. Like we might like these drinks, and you might be like they're too tart or whatever, or you're like they're
Stop
perfect.
using
Keep
gin.
doing it. Yeah, exactly. I know. Yeah, so let us know.
Get us some vodka, some rum.
Yeah, come on. So we want to hear that stuff. So thank you for attending, and hopefully we'll see you in the shop sometime.
Yes. Thank you.
Cheers, Sarah.
I'm almost empty.
You got some.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And we're out.